Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a state of the market video. Today is November 6, 2021. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really does help me, and I do appreciate it. Also, you can find me on Twitter at AlphaCharge365. I post daily scans, different ideas, and so on and so forth, and commentary on that. So on Twitter at AlphaCharge365. All right, let's get into the state of the market, starting with the SPX, and just a really strong bull run. I mean, look at this, really, really beautiful, right? Came up, little tiny retest right there, moved higher. This Friday candle is a little questionable right there. I wouldn't be surprised if you see, a little pullback at the beginning of the week, just to shake out some excessive bullishness. But this is a strong upward trend, and things are looking really, really, really good. Found some moving averages, and as you can see, that price is extended from the 9-day EMA, but 9-day EMA hasn't even been touched really in this uptrend. Show you how strong it's been. So could pull back a little bit with this uptrend fully intact. Looking at the RSP, this is the equal weight again. The questionable candle on Friday, but overall very, very strong. This is equal weight S&P. Up, you have the pullback, the retest, and then the move higher. Again, just a little bit extended, maybe an early week pullback, and then off to the races. Looks really good. The Qs, by far stronger than S&P, tells you technology is leading. And you've had this nice big uptrend again. Same looking type candle on Friday. Again, it's very extended from the 9-day. Let's see what we are at here. About 2.25%. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a pullback to this, I don't know, maybe 393-ish or so. Let it shake out some of this excessive bullishness and then move higher. Looking at the equal weight. Yeah, so equal weight, if you look, was actually a down day. But again, super extended, right? I mean, 1.5% or so. But again, it just needs to kind of chill out. You have this, the retest right here, move up. You may get another retest right here, but this bull trend is very much alive. So it looks good to me. And the bigger news this week was IWM, very powerful move, breaking out. It's a big deal because, this was a 9-month consolidation here. And now we have the breakout resolution to the upside on gigantic volume. Looks amazing, right? This is as bullish as it gets. Maybe we'll see a rotation to small caps. But now we have trend alignment and upward trends in all three major averages. Or even look at the mid caps, same thing, looks good. Kind of broke out ahead of the IWM. So you have everybody's on the same page at this point, right? Things are in uptrends, things are looking good. Again, maybe short-term extended a little bit because the move has been so powerful, but it's definitely not nothing bearish about it. That actually would be the healthy piece, to the slight pullback, shake out the excessive bullishness, and then continue moving higher. IWO, the small cap growth fund ETF, again breaking out, not quite back to all-time highs. Could try to do it back here, but again, everything is looking pretty good. XLF, we had this consolidation breakout, and now kind of pulling back into its moving averages. Not broken yet, just not leading. So we'll call it participating, but not leading at this point. So there's nothing wrong with that. I think SMH is probably the more important of the two, and that is leading. It looks absolutely amazing. Broke out much higher again after this kind of consolidation, and then kind of a base on base type of look here, and then boom, broke out. Very bullish scenario in the semiconductors. Looking at lumber, I think a breakdown here is definitely a bearish scenario, and we didn't get that. So far, we're still in a range, so no real resolution, but it didn't break down. And I think that's the news for the week. It could have. It's tested it multiple times at this point, right? But it didn't. So there's your news. It's still within a range. Looking at bonds. And so if there was some major problems in the market, I'm a believer we will see it in the bond market. And we're not seeing that. We're seeing a sideways chop, no big spikes, no widening of spreads. So that is bullish, period. I haven't looked at TNX in a long time. Let me just look at so 10-year yield. These big spikes up were usually very bearish for especially growth stocks. And now we're seeing the opposite. So I think that is bullish as of right now for growth stocks. We'll see if that continues, but it looks pretty good. The VIX, VIX is at a 16.47, very bullish. The VIX in, again, still pretty low at 21.57. So that looks, pretty good right there. Put call ratio was starting to get a little overheated this week. You see, we had two spikes that looked a little overheated. But then we had a nice little pullback on Friday, right? Because Friday was kind of one of those days that like the market was barely green and there's a lot of, churn in the market. So that's good. So we're still in this bullish range. As you can see from past spikes into that range, it can happen for extended periods of time and not be bearish. And so I think we're in these times right here. And I'm a big believer that the market is good 2 or 3 times a year. That's what I believe. And if you look here, look, the market was good and it kept getting into this, overly bullish scenario, right? Then it wasn't so good, right? Then the market was good again, right? Then it got tough again over the summer. And now we're back in this range. So it's kind of funny. I'm actually kind of just looking at this ratio in a little bit different way as we're talking right now. Because you could kind of see when the market is getting good again, right? And when, there's droughts, it's a tougher environment. Not that it could be bad. It doesn't have to be bad environment, but it's just not as easy. This is the easy environment. This is the easy environment. This is the, hopefully it looks like the easy environment. And so that is that's another way to look at this particular put call equity only ratio. All right, enough about that. Let's move on. Value line geometric index, measure of breadth, breaking out to all-time highs. Again, a very bullish scenario. Breadth is continuing to improve. It also will show up in MMFI, which is a percent of stocks above the 50-day moving average. And you see that also is continuing to improve to the upside. Very, very bullish looks to them. Gold, you look at gold, again, we're watching this bigger. Here's a monthly chart of gold just to make it look, just so it looks good. This bigger consolidation pattern, it's only, a 10-year consolidation potentially. So again, not ready yet. Here's on the weekly, not ready yet. We don't know if it ever will be ready or not, but it's just something I'm watching. But again, not actionable. And then let's look at Bitcoin. This is the weekly chart. Basically went sideways. Right? 3 weeks sideways. Let's look at daily. Look at that. Boom. Literally nothing. I mean, that's as good as it gets, right? I mean, the big uptrend, then you had sideways consolidation. Yeah. I mean, I think Bitcoin could be next to break out the new all-time highs. Ethereum broke out, came back, retested, so that would be the stronger of the two, right? Potentially going forward. We don't know that. But stronger of the two. Let's just look at, Cardano, Solana. And again, Solana looks amazing. Let's not even go into this right now. That's a different video. Anyway, Bitcoin, very tight action. When you look at the weekly chart, very tight action, almost, on a closing basis, straight across on the weekly. So looks great. And there it is in candles, just real nice and tight. Looks great. So I think Bitcoin trying to go higher. I think, you have all the breakouts, the Qs. You have, back to the daily here. You have the Qs looking good. You have breadth improving. You have put call ratio getting into that overbought territory more consistently. Again, things are just as, I think it's a good time of year to be bullish right now. You have seasonality that's playing into it. Speaking of time of year, the next, 45 days or so are usually pretty good for the market. So, yeah. So, I mean, again, nothing negative going on. Again, all these, maybe a little short-term meaning over the next day or 2 or 3 days, come back, shake out maybe a little bit more of the excessive bullishness, and then a move higher. Everything looks good. So good luck out there. Hope you all are making some money. I think this is the time of year to do it. And look out for tomorrow. I have my stocks to watch video in the morning. A lot of great looking names, just strong, powerful moves. So check that out. And if I have time after work, I will do a crypto crunch where I'll go through, about 10 or 15 crypto names and do some technical analysis on that and see what's going on in that space. All right. Again, if you like this type of video, like and subscribe. I appreciate that. It really does help me out, especially on the YouTube. If you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel, I thank you. And check me out on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. Take care. Have a great week.